What is going on YouTube? If you are new to my channel, my name is Austin Pace. I'm a 22-year-old college student, fitness trainer, and entrepreneur. Today we're gonna do something a little bit different. On IGTV, on my Instagram, I posted my 4-year natural bodybuilding physique transformation video. And I'm gonna watch it right here myself, give you all my reaction, and kind of explain each phase and sequence I was going through mentally, physically, as I was losing weight, battling injury, and just kind of what was going through my head and my life at the time of each phase. Yes, you could claim this as a reaction video, but hopefully I can provide some insight and some value for you all. So I got my laptop right here. I'm going to watch it on here, but throw it up on the screen. So let me sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. You've probably seen that picture before if you follow my Instagram. But yeah, so this was my senior year in high school, right after my football season ended. I had 2 torn labrums in this time and rotator cuffs, so both my shoulders were injured. I was still lifting though. And I knew I wasn't gonna play football in college because of my injuries, so I decided to start tracking macros and focus on my diet for the first time. And I was starting to lose weight, my boys. So yeah, I started at like 225 in that first picture you saw. I knew I was getting surgery in May, and I was gonna be out of the gym for like 5 months, so I wanted to lift as much as I could, even though I was injured, while I was losing weight. So yeah, I've lost like 20 pounds at this point. Always been a fan of dumbbell skull crushers. Yep, so I'm in a sling right here, not lifting weights, drinking beer like a peasant. And yeah, so post-surgery, look how skinny I got, man. That was in the dorms. Still doing my dumbbell skull crushers. I remember thinking like, it was like a new beginning for me. I wanted to really get better at form for a lot of exercises. Like my form was shitty when I look at some old videos, and it just disgusts me. 187. So yeah, right when I got post-surgery and I was released, I weighed like 175. So I gained weight pretty quickly, and muscle. And I really only did high bar squats for like the first year back in lifting. And squats always been one of my best lifts, but this is 315 on the bar. Form is kind of like, you'll see my form changes so much with a lot of exercises. Yeah, so this is my freshman year in college, 194. That was the heaviest I got that year at the end of my bulking phase. Didn't look too bad for how quickly I came back post-injury. This is a good rep, even though the bar is kind of off-centered. That depth is good. My squat form was improving, kind of diving too quickly though. So yeah, this is the first legit cut I did after I felt I had some time to build some muscle, be in a surplus, get stronger after I got released to be able to lift. And so yeah, I started dieting like, I think if you look back like February, I remember this is a big mistake. I wanted to get lean for spring break, and I did. So this is right before spring break, my freshman year. And I've been dieting at for like just about 3 months at this point. And yeah, so got some abs. I was pretty happy with how lean I got, but I was just like wanting to get even more lean and shredded. And I really didn't have like a whole lot of muscle mass, so I continued. My back shot looks good. I've always had a pretty decent back genetically, but yeah, I continued cutting all the way through May. So like I've been in a deficit way too long. This is a terrible fucking rep of 365 pounds, which I can do for like sets of 8 now. And I just was in a deficit way too long, lost a lot of strength, felt very, very small and frail. And when I look back at it, I just feel like I look like a skeleton. Don't really like how this necessarily looks. Some people though, you know, they want to get lean, and if you don't have a whole lot of muscle mass, you might look something similar to those lean videos and pictures from me freshman year. So sophomore year in college, here we go. Bulked up, spent a lot more time in the surplus my sophomore year. I was definitely getting stronger, repping 315 on squat easier at a lighter body weight. And my training for the most part was pretty similar. I was always working in the 6 to 10 rep range with my compounds. I never really spent any time doing lower reps trying to build strength unless I was just effing around and wanted to max out. Yep, so started cutting for spring break again. And as you'll see, I think this is probably the lowest body fat I've ever been to in my life. And in my opinion, one of the best I've ever looked, because I did get a chance to add some more muscle mass my sophomore year. Spent more time in the surplus, so yeah. I remember seeing this video and being pretty shocked, thinking, wow, this is definitely the leanest I've ever been and I ever looked. So that was really cool. Really happy with how I looked. There's a little zizz aesthetic pic. And this was post spring break, like a week of binge drinking and eating whatever the fuck I wanted. And I felt like I almost looked better post spring break than I did on spring break. And I weighed like 5 pounds heavier, or like 3. So I believe my sophomore year, I learned from my mistakes. And yes, I went directly into a slight surplus and just really took advantage of the calories. I remember my pumps were just insane, because I spent some, good amount of time in a deficit to get that lean, slowly introduced more carbs and calories, increased my training volume, and I feel like I really made the most gains this upcoming summer and my junior year in college. So, well, I will say there's always like a period during the summer I'll do like a mini cut for an Instagram challenge I hold called the Summer Grind Challenge. This is in my buddy's garage gym. And we were doing some like German volume training at this point. Like I think this is like a 10-set squat workout. Very brutal. You know it's a home gym when you have a 45, 35, and a 25 all on the bar. Okay, so 185. I'm kind of roaming around the same weight, but yes, I hit 405 for the first time really since probably high school. I weighed like 40 pounds heavier. It was a decent rep. So, okay. This is when my junior year in college, I was taking training more serious than I ever have, the most consistent I've ever been on a 6-day split in a consistent surplus, and I would say this is one of my more successful bulks I've ever had. I was gaining weight slowly though, so I was pretty lean at least through the fall time. Yeah, 192 on winter break. I feel like I still look relatively lean here, and that's my left arm, and I remember thinking, damn, my left arm actually looks kind of big. And it's literally like an inch smaller. I don't know if it's due to surgery or me just being a peasant, but so I reached 195 peak bulk. I wish I would have gotten heavier though, to be honest. Junior year, what am I gonna do around January, February? You're damn right. I'm gonna start cutting and get shredded for spring break again, because I don't compete, and that's really my bodybuilding show, right? So yeah, definitely more muscle mass added this year. I was leaner at a heavier body weight. And yeah, I think this is probably one of the best I've ever looked too. 185, I've never been that lean, weighing that heavy. This spring break was a cruise, and it was all inclusive drinks and eating, and I seriously, look, I weigh 191 pounds there, so I gained like 6 true pounds of fat. I felt like I didn't work out on the cruise, but I still look decent here. I threw this in here because this is one of my stronger bench sets I've had. Ever since my shoulder surgery, my bench has been my worst lift, and it was actually one of my best in high school. So that's kind of depressing, but it's getting better slowly. Here's a set of squat, weighing 187, 405, set of 3. I remember this actually. Yeah, it's pretty decent. did continue cutting that summer. I spent like 2 months in a surplus after spring break, but then I got lean for my summer grind challenge. And definitely the heaviest I've been at that low of body fat percentage, and that's just due to more muscle mass added. I believe that's the last picture. And that was last summer. Obviously, it's been 6 months. The craziest thing to me when I look back at this transformation is thinking like, I've been in college these past 4 years. I've been going out almost every weekend. I've been partying, I've been having fun, and maybe not doing everything absolutely perfectly to the T, but I think a lot of people would say this transformation is very impressive. You know, there's no steroid usage involved, no drugs. It's just through consistency, through progressive overloading, getting stronger at lifts, improving your form over time. And for me, tracking calories, tracking macros, spending a good amount of time in a caloric surplus to gain muscle mass, and then spending time dieting in a caloric deficit to reveal the muscle mass that I have gained. I want to wrap up this video with the thought of this. You know, 4 years is a long time, and if you are overweight or you're a beginner and don't have that much muscle mass, you might look at this and think, you know, there's no way that you can get to the ending point I was at, or maybe even one of my earlier starting points. Do understand this, I've been lifting weights for like 9 years since I was a freshman in high school, but even when I began my own journey, instead of just dwelling on where I wish I was, I think what helped me stay motivated and consistent through the whole journey and just made it extremely enjoyable was appreciating all the small wins and all the small results. And not only that, I think what's also extremely important is not only just setting a goal for yourself, but really trying to adapt a lifestyle of exercising, lifting weights, tracking your calories, and making that a part of who you are and just what you do. So yeah, if you don't already, hit me up on Instagram, check out my account, always posting helpful fitness content on there. And there's literally nothing more fulfilling to me than watching or helping someone change their physique, achieve their fitness goals, and really see how it just betters their life in so many other areas. If you like this video, show some love by hitting it with a thumbs up and maybe supporting the brand a little bit. Hey, we are living that born to win lifestyle. AMP Athletics trainers hats. We also got the born to win thin bands. And like I said, this is all just a lifestyle. This is the type of people I want to surround myself with. This is who I want to become. This is what I want to live, and I'm going to do it. And just remember this motion right here, this stands for scrub a gooch.